John Wick 4 has had an incredible $73.5 million domestic and $64 million international opening weekend, topping the third installment, Parabellum, which had an opening weekend of $56.8 million, showing that the legendary assassin still has a few deadly cards up his sleeve. As of March 26th, it's currently sitting at 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, so the series has only increased in popularity and revenue since Baba Yaga was first introduced to us. After the first 3 films, I wasn't sure if the 4th installment would be able to live up to the hype. Well, I'm really happy to say that I was worried for nothing, as John Wick 4 more than lives up to its predecessors and then some, even with its just shy of 3-hour runtime. It puts its foot down on the gas pedal and doesn't really let up for the entire flick. I came out of the movie with a smile on my face and was ready for a nap after all the adrenaline wore off. John Wick 4 has a ton of cinematic shots, with one of my favorites giving a nod to video games with its really creative overhead view and gunplay complete with flaming buckshot shotguns. For those of you jet setters, there's no lack of cool locations, as production designer Kevin Cavanaugh is on record saying that each of these films is essentially one big chase where Wick is fighting his way from point A to point B to point C. And in this case, those points lead from Morocco to Osaka, New York, Germany, and finally Paris. With that last location having a fantastic car chase and fight sequence where, like a lot of the scenes in the series, you have to suspend disbelief for it to make sense. But that's actually one of the reasons why I go to see John Wick. I get to shut my brain off, shove some popcorn into my face, and just have a good time with the gunplay and explosions, which I hope you're ready for, as this latest installment doesn't really let up for too long in order to catch your breath, but in a good way. The stunt choreography is nothing short of spectacular in the movie, and the Oscars are doing the industry a disservice by not having it as a category, as John Wick 4 would definitely be a top contender for the amount of oofs and ahs I heard in the theater during screening. One of the primary character standouts for me is Donnie Yen as Kane. He is great in his role and is involved in some fantastically inventive fight scenes, as well as adding some levity with his often nonchalant attitude. He is able to counterbalance that, as he is equally adept when it comes to his dramatic chops. There are a couple of missteps that I briefly want to go over for the movie. First is that Chiron, concierge of the New York Continental, played by the incomparable Lance Reddick, is woefully underutilized in the movie and will be missed since his untimely passing earlier this month. The second misstep for me is the tracker, Mr. Nobody. He seemingly comes out of nowhere, and there is no explanation of his allegiances throughout the film. I will say that his partner, the enthusiastic Belgian Malinois, is the best boy. So I guess I'll give Nobody a pass this time. Is the movie worth seeing in the theater? If you're a fan of the series, absolutely. Just go in, shut the cynical side of your brain off, and take this for what it is. A violent, sometimes funny, exercise in physical absurdity with phenomenal fights and breathtaking stunts. Bite Size Geek gives John Wick 4 9 puppies out of 10. Thank you for joining us at Bite Size Geek. Give us a like and subscribe to keep up with the pop culture content you count on. Catch you next time.